If you're like most busy professionals, you've got a lot on your plate, and that can be very overwhelming. So in this video, I want to share a little tip with you that really helps me to manage that and feel a little less stress about all the things going on, and maybe it will help you too. I'm a big fan of David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. And this book, I read it maybe 18 years ago, and it really changed my work and my life and my ability to manage all the stuff coming in and keep it in a coherent place that I can reference. And one of the main concepts of Getting Things Done is the idea of the next action. The next physical action you need to take to move a project forward. So let's say you want to get the brakes changed in your car. It may seem like the next thing you need to do is set up an appointment. And then you realize, well, you know, to set up an appointment, I need to call the mechanic. And to call the mechanic, I actually need the mechanic's phone number. And you realize sometimes that what we have on our list are either ideas, concepts like brakes, not really actions that we can take, or we haven't really defined what the next thing we're supposed to do is, and every time we see it on the list, we know there's something else that has to happen, but we haven't defined it yet, and we just kind of subconsciously want to avoid it. So I love this a lot because what it does for me is it breaks something complex down into a simple next step that I can take, probably with very little pain and suffering on my part, and it allows me to get the ball rolling. So sometimes seeing that item on the list, I get to make a choice about what items I'm capable of doing in any given situation, right? Well, that's not something I can do because I'm not at home. Well, that's not something I can do because I don't have the right tool. And in other cases, what it does is it says, of all these things that I could do right now, what is the most appealing or most helpful in this moment? And then I get to go do one small action that often leads to more complex compound actions, but all I had to do was one simple thing to start. In this room right here, there are lights above me that when I turn them on while I'm filming cause something with the lens. There's light, there's frequencies, I don't know. But there's this strobe that goes up the screen when I'm filming with these lights on. So I need to take that down and replace it. And that is a little bit cumbersome to do, and there's like all these mechanics that have to happen to make that work. But really the next thing I need to do is grab a ladder that is on the other side of this wall and bring it into this room so I can get up there. And at some point, I'm very likely going to grab that ladder, pull it into this room, and instead of simply crossing that task off my list, I'll very likely intuitively move on to the next step and the next step and the next step until I either hit a roadblock or decide that I don't want to do it anymore. So for me, the idea of breaking a very complex task down into the next physical action helps me a ton because it takes it from being this big, overwhelming thing with so many steps and possibilities for things to go wrong and turns it into one thing that I can do. Now, hopefully that helps you. Hopefully you're able to look at some of the projects that you've got going on. Maybe they're stalled and you can look at what is the next physical thing I need to do to get this thing, get the log jam broken up, right? To get myself moving forward. Because very often we think we need to commit a ton of time and a ton of effort to doing big, complex things, when in reality, what we need to do is take one small step forward. And when we do that, we end up making a lot more progress than we probably think. But we stop procrastinating, we stop putting off something undesirable by breaking it down to its simplest little step. So hopefully that works for you. I know that it has changed my world and I use it all the time. I would love to hear how it works for you in the comments below. Hey, real quick before you go, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my weekly email that helps busy professionals hit the ground running on Monday morning with focus and clarity. It's called The Sunday Setup, and I think you'll really enjoy it.